We're in Dubai and Lara King joins us. Lara, you're one of the commentators over here for Dubai World Cup night. We've got a very exciting World Cup night coming up on Saturday.
We do. It's going to be, I think, one of the strongest we've ever had at Meydan. We haven't got a standout performer, perhaps. There's no real headline horse, but the amount of Group 1 winners here, I think, speaks for itself.
We're racing the two different surfaces here.
Yeah, the Tapeta is an unfamiliar surface, I think, to some people around the world. Founded, of course, by Michael Dickinson. It's down at a couple of tracks in America and a lot of training tracks around the world, including Godolphin. They have it at their Al Quoz base, so their horses are very well used to racing on it. And as we've seen from previous World Cups here at Meydan, with the exception of Victoire Pisa, Gloria de Campio won, having previously raced on the Tapeta, and likewise Monte Rosso last year. So I think a horse with a bit of experience on the track, I think that is something that you could do with having. Not essential, but it certainly helps. But more important than that, you need to sit close to the pace on this Tapeta surface.
A lot of horses travelling and seeing the course for the first time. How important do you think it is to have had a run here? Is that a big advantage?
Well, I'd say that the history of the World Cup so far here at Meydan has suggested that it is. But then again, we do have horses come in and win the race having never been here before, you know, like Victoire Pisa, who came over from Japan to win, and then also in the undercard as well. Cityscape last year, very impressive Dubai Duty Free winner on the turf course. He'd never been here before, so it's hard to gauge. You know, we have a lot of horses that need that prep run, and then you've got horses who are able to go well fresh, and it's trying to sort of judge that, I think, that makes it so difficult.
Looking at some of the big races and on Saturday night, you've had a chance to look at some of the track work and know a lot of these horses very well. The Dubai World Cup.
Well, the one horse I haven't seen this week, who I very much like, is Hunter's Light. So course and distance winner, won the Group 1 Maximum Challenge Round 3, which is the main prep for this race, and the one that Godolphin traditionally use to prep their World Cup horses. So I can't get away from him. And going back to what we said about sitting close to the pace on the Tapeta, he's a horse who is tactically very versatile. They can do that with him if they wish, and I think that could be crucial. But I very much like Animal Kingdom, would love him to win it for America, who haven't had a World Cup night winner here since 2010 with Kinsale King in the Shaheen. So they need another one, and they've got a strong team this year. So I'd like him to win it, but I think I'll probably be sticking with Godolphin and Hunter's Light.
The Duty Free is always a great cracking race and a very strong field again this year.
Really good field this year. Tradestorm was one of the improvers of the carnival. Ran a horrible race first up and then was very, very impressive in two subsequent starts, including a Group 2. But he's been handed a horrible draw. Stuck right out there wide in 14, which won't help him. But he's a hold-up horse, so it's not the end of the world, but certainly won't make things any easier for Jamie Spencer. So I think I'm going to stick with Apache for Mike de Kock, who was second behind Sarja in the Jebel Hatta, which is the prep for this. And I just wonder if they might just try and hang on to him a little bit later and conserve his run for right at the end of the race. And I think I'm going to stick with him as a hard-knocking sort that's perhaps going a little bit below the radar.
The Golden Shaheen's always a great race here, the sprint. What do you make of that one?
Triniberg for me, definitely. Breeders' Cup winner coming over from America. They are delighted with the draw for him. He's ideally positioned to burst from the gates and go forward, and they might not see which way he's gone, but he does have a very smart local hope to beat in Mental, of course, Group 1 winner in Australia, transferred here successfully by Darley to Godolphin. Doesn't always work, but it has with this fellow, and he was very, very impressive winning the Aushendaga Sprint over course and distance. We haven't seen him since. There's a little bit of a question, could he bounce? But on that run last time, he's going to be very hard to catch.
The Al Quoz is the other sprint on the Tapeta.
Yeah, that's a really interesting race. I think Shay Shay is going to be one of the warmest favourites on the card. Drawn in 7, which is not a bad draw for him. He's a horse who can slightly drift over to the right during running, but I think they should be all right from draw number 7 there. So I like him very much. But the talking horse this week has been Soul Power. Everybody seems to love this fellow who was second last year. Only a little horse, nothing to look at all. But he's been the one that seems to be attracting the most attention.
And a standout to the night for you?
Well, I think Shay Shay probably. He's the one that I think is most likely to win if you're asking for a sort of a standout winner. But the main thing I want to see is an international World Cup. I don't want to see a domination by one country or another, but I do hope more than anything else we have a winner for Europe and a winner for America.